My name's Stone. I'm a metal sculptor slash fabricator, and I build crazy art projects. My shop here is in Van Nuys, California. I call it the Dust Bowl of California, but I kind of like it that way. I'm like here by myself, doing my own thing. Nobody bothers me. You know, a lot of artists have like this symbol that they use and they reoccur in their artwork. My own brainchild is the One-Eyed Monster art card. It's basically a huge kind of sci-fi slash phallic symbol. With the One-Eyed Monster, it's it's kind of a creation of mine that I've been doing for 15 years. One thing I tell people is I was emancipated when I was 15 years old. So I lived on the streets of New Orleans since I was 15. And one thing that always kind of just kept me going through just figuring out life, right, is I listen to metal music, and I don't know why, it always stuck with me. It goes back to my dad. I give my dad credit. It's he's a hard ass, what are you gonna do for a living and how are you gonna support yourself? So I grew up that way, and in my younger years I lived that way. Every day it was exactly the same, and it just totally threw me off, and I woke up and I just told my dad, no, I'm done. I know that I probably won't make any money as an artist right away, and it might take years, but I just can't live this way. I watch all the EDC promotional videos and all that stuff. It's not really necessarily a world that I've even been. I'm new to it. I'm like a new artist in this world, and also that culture. They do these festivals that are they want everything bigger than life, because they want the whole experience to basically just have people with their mouth, their jaws dropped and just eyes big and wow, this is pretty badass. Because Insomniac does some of the sickest things that I've ever seen, and they're so supportive of artists, and they let them just be. There's no constraints. It's actually the bigger the better for them. But I want people to interact with it. I want them to just be oh, it's just this cool statue that moves. I want them hang around it when it's parked, and the stereo system's bumping, because it's gonna have stereos, speakers around the entire thing. So you're talking about surround sound, it literally has surround sound. So I have the creative, artistic, kind of flaky, artsy-fartsy dude, and then I have the, I'm just gonna sit here and weld for 12 hours. Get up, get your hands dirty, and just get it done. This is my passion. This is what I make a living at. This is everything. This is my entire world, and I live in it. Ups and downs and whatever, but that's just the way life is, and it's all good. And now I'm in a good position, and all the hard work has paid off. There we go. Ready? Wiggle it. Push it in. Oh.
He knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of experience with it.
This is how you make things listen to you. Well, maybe not. This one don't want to.
This one's ignoring you. So it's kind of cool to just see his outlook on how to build and the different ways of building and what the kind of materials that you can use for it.
Done with the flippy floppy. There we go, thank you. Fuck. There we go. Bam!
Stone has his own way of working. He's kind of, once you start, you don't really stop until you absolutely cannot stop, or cannot keep going, rather. So that kind of mentality I actually appreciate, because especially with like, this is partially like a job, but it's more like an art project. So usually when you get really into it, you just want to keep going until it's perfect. Granted, you can't do that all in one day, so we just worked really hard for like, at least since I've been here for the past month and a half. Yeah.
Thank you. Jesus H. Wrench. I feel like a doctor here. Wrench. Nurse. Nurse. There we go. I'm gonna get you guys nurse outfits. And
I was brought in originally to do Bondo work, which was smoothing out the surface of this beast, all the individual panels, prepping it to be painted. That itself took about 3 weeks. And then when it came to come out here, you needed a crew, so now I'm here.
So basically, when I designed this thing, it's a big sphere. So if the wind hits it, there's no points for it to actually, for the wind to grab, right? But prior to building it, you have to put in individual pieces. So as we're trying to put them up, they act as like basically they're little pieces of pie in their sails. So today we had 30, 40 mile per hour gussets. And I mean, we had 5 people holding it. And I mean, we basically all come like a foot off the ground. And then once we got the top on, like the wind would get underneath it, and basically it wouldn't really lift it up, but you can't lift that up, but it would actually make it go rock, you know, back and forth. So it's been a little difficult trying to get all these pieces in, you know, before the wind like takes it all away. So we went over to the race team in that building right there, and we asked one of the race teams if we can park this right next to their building, and we used the building to shield us from the wind, and we were able to put it together.
The inside of this vehicle is like a freak car. It's a super tall car. So when I was first brought on, I was amazed mostly by the internal structure, and then, yeah, obviously the outside was pretty impressive too.
Well, the One-Eye Monster has been about 3 months in the making. It's a lot more technical because it's self-driven. We had to build it from the ground up, like everything from the chassis to the motor drive to every little piece, and a lot more complex.